Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all,
a sports team name.
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcast should have a theme song. Podcast should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
Now here's a guy. Doing best sports team name. Patrick Mahomes.
Jeez.
You ever see the stand-up who does the impression of Chris Collinsworth? That's all. It's just always like, now here's a guy. And it's just him obsessing over Patrick Mahomes.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah. Mark, you picked this one.
Yeah.
You said it was like in the ether out there. What's going on? What am I missing?
I saw this on the Discord and it delighted me because you know I love the semi-esoteric ones and the ones that are a little off the beaten path. And you know what? Why not in the middle of December do a non-holiday episode? We've got a decade worth of holiday episodes, Hal. But we did recently have that very magical week that happens every fall where there is baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. All four of the major American sports leagues are in action at once. And it's a very exciting, just a few days. Like those diagrams all cross over. Or if you're looking at Leonardo da Vinci's big planetarium swirling over his head in the video game that I've been playing way too much of lately, when all of those little planets line up.
What video game are you playing?
Oh
with
man,
Leonardo
it's
da Vinci
great.
in it?
Have you played this? It's like House of Da Vinci, I think is the name of it. Basically, it's just a ripoff of the Room games, the puzzle box games.
Sure.
But they're like, but what if Da Vinci did it? Great.
Oh,
love it.
So it's instead of it being like, what if you were in early 20th/late 19th century hell? And it's now it's like, what if you were in hell, but the Renaissance?
Yeah, exactly. Do you like steampunk things from Victorian eras? How about steampunk Renaissance era?
So
I would
many
play steampunk
goggles.
caveman era.
Goggles, wooden wings. We've got everything. Leather hats.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so many wooden wings and leather hats and chin straps. Everything has a chin strap.
Oh, your dinner's not complete. Let me put 12 cogs on your drinking glass. Now it's ready.
Yes, exactly. Man, what I wouldn't give for a Da Vinci-esque flying machine. But we're not talking about flying machines. We're talking about sports this week, Hal. Every We Got This with Mark and Hal fans' favorite topic, sports.
By the way, this was originally suggested as coolest sports team name. I think we're taking it best. I think that's the spirit of it. But also the person who suggested it has the username Time Lord Spock, which is itself the coolest name.
Right. Time Lord Spock is pretty amazing.
If there was
this
a
is
Time
coming
Lord
from
Spock team.
An expert in names.
Yes, in cool names.
We're looking across all of American professional sports for or the major leagues. We're not looking at minor league teams because there's some amazing. We can do a whole episode just about minor league baseball team names, including many that are named after foods. I believe one team is the Poutines at certain times of year. Delightful. At a certain point in the summer, it's just all foods. Like this sandwich could be playing that sandwich. Oysters could be playing against French fries.
Yes.
It's a whole to-do. But we're talking about the major leagues. I've got picks in here from MLB, NFL, NHL, MLS, women's professional soccer, and the WNBA. Those are the sports leagues that I've got that I'm looking at.
Okay. The only one I don't have is the Women's Professional Soccer League because I did not look at a list of their names. That's the only one, but I'm going to look right now and I will have an answer.
You know what?
Tell everybody. What's that?
I'll tell you, we can do that one right now because the good people on the Discord were right. There's a clear winner in this.
The Orlando Pride.
Orlando Pride is great.
Okay.
Orlando Pride is a great name, especially because of the other lion-themed groups down there. Orlando Pride probably took on a different meaning a year later, and they were founded in 2015. 2016 was when the tragedy happened. So
yes,
it gives a lot more weight to that name. But no, I have to go with our Discord and go with the Seattle Reign. But instead of RAIN, it's REIGN, and it's the most baller looking queen is the logo for it.
It's pretty great. You know, I have There are a couple of cities that appear multiple times in my list, and Seattle is one of them.
Seattle is great at naming teams.
They are great at naming teams. I want to ask some questions of you because you're Mr. Structure. I want to honor your structure. I know we're going to pick one from each sport. We've already started with the Seattle Reign. So I assume you'll keep a list of who the finalists are.
Sure, I will.
Are we counting teams? Does this have to be a currently active franchise?
I would say yes, only because I didn't dive deep into some of the classic old-timey names, and there's some hilarious, great old-timey names. But if there's like a big one, that's, a part of the league for a long time.
I do have one.
Okay.
I'll bring it up when the time is right.
Okay, great. Then I think this is a case-by-case basis thing. Because I actually, now that you mention that, I'm putting one back on that I had before, that I took off because it's not current.
Just to give everybody a little bit of insight into how this works, we text each other, we discuss, and sometimes negotiate what the topic or topics will be when we sit down to record. And for this one, you immediately were like, you can't say all the Philly teams, which I was like, I wouldn't. Look, I get the Philadelphia Phillies is a dumb name. It's great for the team and the city. Like, it makes sense, but there's no chance it's even a top 10 name of baseball teams. However, I do think the Philadelphia Eagles is a really cool name. And their Kelly Green uniforms are the best in league history. And that is not up for debate with anybody. So I've only picked one Philadelphia team to be represented. And when Philadelphia gets its NBA franchise in a couple of years and I buy every piece of gear that they create, that will become my new favorite team name for a little while.
Wait, they don't have an NBA franchise?
WNBA.
Gotcha.
NBA, they have the 76ers, which are sometimes barely an NBA franchise.
See, that's a great name, though. I like a name that is specific to the city and specific to the people of that place, like the Green Bay Packers. No one else can be the Packers. Of course, I thought no one else could be the Lakers when they were in Minnesota, but then Los Angeles took and kept the name.
Yeah, I tried to stay away from team names that were specific to another city. Like the Dodgers is a great team name, but it has absolutely nothing to do with Los Angeles. It only makes sense in the context of they were in Brooklyn. There were trolleys, and people who lived in Brooklyn were called trolley Dodgers because of how they navigated the streets. Hence the name Dodgers makes zero sense in Los Angeles. If it moved to a new city, Lakers, I threw out, what is another? There's another one. Oh, the Utah Jazz, and they should be
I want to throw
Beehive
a little, just say a quick thing about, yes, it should be the Beehive in Utah. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I wanted to go back to the Dodgers, though, briefly.
Yeah.
I do love the name, the Dodgers. I specifically love the original name, the Trolley Dodgers. But it wasn't just because people in Brooklyn had to dodge the trolleys, and so they got that nickname. It was specific to the people that were coming to the stadium, because where the Trolley Dodgers played, it wasn't just in the neighborhood. Specifically, there was no way to get to the stadium without dodging trolleys. So their fans were the Trolley Dodgers.
Yes. Thank you for correcting that.
Yeah. But I had that on my list, but Trolley Dodgers being a great old timey name. Let's go back to jumping around by league. I love the idea of picking this league to league. So are we so with women's soccer, I got to throw in Angel City FC is also a great name.
I threw out anything that had FC on it in either soccer league because it just becomes like the only one I like is Seattle Sounders FC. That one makes sense in MLS, but I even threw that out because I was like, no, I can't do all the FCs.
Why can't you do the FCs?
Because for me, what I was looking for was a little bit more creativity. I like it to be tied to the city, with which Angel City 100% is, but also there are so many teams that end with FC
it's just the
MLS.
The European naming convention.
Right, but anybody who didn't do that got points with me.
Okay.
That's just, they're my choices.
Look, no, I get it. We are not convincing one another. We are uncovering the correct answers, as we always do on this show.
That's right.
So let's jump now. Well, while we're talking about it, you want to go say that Seattle Reign definitely reigns supreme in women's soccer. Then let's jump over to MLS, Major League Soccer.
Okay. What are your two?
Well, I only have one.
Okay.
And the one that I chose because in the way that you don't like FC at the end of the name of a team, I like FC. And I like FC because it does hearken to old European sporting traditions of football here called soccer. So the fact that inside the soccer league playing football, the soccer league being full of football clubs is great to me. But that's not my favorite version of picking an old-timey or a European sounding name for your team. That, my friend, has to go to Kansas City and their Major League Soccer team, Sporting Kansas. That, to me, it sounds like a tube stop in London. I love that name. I love that you went with the old European style, but instead of going with football club or United, you went, you know what? I'm going to double down on this and we're going to call it Sporting Kansas City.
Yes. That's a fun name.
Big fan of that
fun name. I have two. This is the one where I chose two. I like when a city picks a team name that has something to do with the city's history and its identity. So I went with the two choices I had were the New England Revolution and the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah.
Both of those are really good. We have the benefit right now in Philadelphia of the Union being really good. They had the best record in the regular season, so they get home field throughout the playoffs. They're playing New York as of this recording. This coming Sunday, they will take the field again, but they've got a chance at winning like they did 3 years ago, which is exciting. But I like both of those names. Either one would be okay with me. I think that is the name you threw out is a fun one. That's just my personal, I'm looking for things that tie it to the city and feel clever. You have one, not the other.
I think of those for me, this would be where Philadelphia would get its title contender.
Yep.
In this particular thing. I think New England Revolution is great, but Philly Union rolls off the tongue easier. Union is not only evocative of the city that, it's where the Union was formed, the nation, but it is also evocative of a team, a group of people coming together. And if we're going to encourage anything in Philadelphia after a victory or a loss, it's for more union and less revolution. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So anytime Philly names a team anything other than the Philly Riots, like, you know what? Let's just great. I think Union is a perfect, and it's a synonym for team.
Yes.
So,
yes, it is. Yeah. And if you go to the website, go to the website and read the fake biography of the mascot whose name is escaping me right now, but is a snake with legs. You'll enjoy it. It's a good time.
Oh my God.
Where do you want to go from the MLS? You want to go to WNBA and then NBA? You want to do those?
Sure. We'll do WNBA and NBA.
All right. What you got?
I have two that are my favorites. One, just because it sounds really cool and it sounds like it could be in sports or it could be in Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
And it takes the notion of strong women and goes, who are the strongest women we can think of, and names the team after that. And if you've got the men's team as the Golden State Warriors, then they are going to have to be the Golden State Valkyries. And
great name.
Golden State Valkyries to me sounds cinematic. It sounds huge. It's like I don't want a band playing the theme song when they run out. I want a full symphony orchestra and a choir playing the theme song when they go out there. Maybe it's because of the operatic associations with Valkyries that are just popping into my head, but I think that name is amazing. That is one of my contenders.
Great name. What's the other one? Give me both of them.
The other one is similar to the Philly Union in that it is taking a location and it's taking that location's, one of the great symbols of that location, specifically the biggest, toughest woman in that location. And that is the New York Liberty.
I had that on my list too. And
New York Liberty? Yeah.
Not only is it maybe the best WNBA name, but it is definitely the best name of any of the New York sports teams.
It's pretty
any
great.
Of them.
Yeah.
Like Rangers, Metropolitans are okay. Like the Mets, take it out. Yankees don't really have that. Like if you want to tie to the city, Liberty is what the Knicks should be calling themselves instead of the Knickerbockers.
I kind of love Knickerbockers. Knickerbockers is on my NBA list, but we'll get to that.
All right. We'll get to it.
Yeah. What do you got?
I have the Liberty. The other one that I have is, I think, a really fun, just sort of captures the vibe of the city. It helps that they seem to just keep winning championships, and that is the Las Vegas Aces. I think that's a really fun name. There's a ton of, like, WNBA has great names all around. The Mercury, Comets, good names. Chicago Sky, the Dream.
Yeah.
The Indiana Fever is a great name. And also, like, great, if you are a basketball fan and you're not watching WNBA, their league pass is ridiculously cheap and you get everything for like $40. You can watch the whole season. And it is really good basketball being played. Like, not only should they be getting paid what they're worth, which is way more than what they're being paid right now, but everybody should be watching and they should be getting a lot more attention as a league.
Amen.
Still not enough, even though
$40 for the whole season. Get it.
Yeah, especially with all the talent they have right now. Okay.
So I got to say, well, we had crossover with New York Liberty.
Yeah, I think that's the answer.
It's such a perfect name.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. New York Liberty. Lady Liberty out there in the harbor. And they don't have to call them the Lady Liberties. Not like the Tennessee Lady Volunteers. I love you, Vols. Just call them the Vols.
Yep.
All right. So let's move now to the NBA, the Men's League NBA. Who do you have on your list for this? I have so many that this is going to be hard.
I have two and then one defunct franchise. I'll start with the defunct franchise, and they are now known as the Oklahoma City Thunder, but they will always, to me, be the Seattle Supersonics, which is such a great team name. Their logo was fantastic. Yes, the Key Arena was falling apart, but if there's any city on this earth that deserves their NBA franchise, an NBA franchise, let alone their franchise back, it's the city of Seattle and the Supersonics, like 100%. I was a huge Sonics fan outside of the Sixers. They were a favorite team of mine. They were so much fun in the 80s and then great in the 90s, and then they were gone. But it's a fantastic name because that was the home of Boeing.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was it was the Jets were the reason they had that name. It might be the only triple alliteration team name that I can think of.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Pretty cool, and their logo was great. Yeah, it was just Seattle Supersonics. It rolls off the tongue beautifully. Yeah, that's a great one.
Shame.
It's a darn shame that they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Who else do you have on your list?
The Minnesota Timberwolves. The Lakers was great. Minneapolis Lakers was a great name because it's the land of a thousand lakes. But the replacement of the Timberwolves is just a series of great logos, great uniforms, and also a great name that feels fierce. And I feel like it represents the state nicely. Then the other one is the Indiana Pacers, so named because they were supposed to set the pace. They were an ABA team, I believe, originally, and then merged with the NBA in the 70s. But partially it's because I think that Indiana is such a great basketball state, but it also is a really fun name. And those teams have historically been very fast paced. So there's something about when you go play for the Pacers, your team's going to play fast.
Is it so people just do that once they join the Pacers? Like, well, I'm a Pacer now. I thought it was based on the Indianapolis 500 and the pace car.
No.
Okay. That would have been my guess was that it was an homage to the Indy 500.
My understanding has always been that name is because they were supposed to set the pace, but I could see how it would also have that notion. This one sort of goes outside of it captures the city or the state particularly well, but it also somehow does fit. Like you can't take that name anywhere else and have it make sense the way it does in Indiana.
Doesn't matter for the LA Lakers with all those championships.
That's true.
But I get it. I like Pacers. Mine I'm sticking in the Midwest with you.
Okay.
I told you I like Knickerbockers, but the full name. I don't like just the Knicks. It's just a cool name. It sounds cool. It's based on the 16th century Dutch. That was the nickname for the Dutch that used to walk around Manhattan Island. There's some great ones that are city centric. The Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat. Both city-specific names that I really love. Cavaliers is a fun one.
Yep.
Because the Cavaliers it was a 1971 contest, I believe. And the reason for it was the Cavalier is a daring and fearless man whose life pact with his mates was to never surrender. So that being the reason for the Cavaliers, I found quite charming. I'm picturing some, little old man with a cardigan and a pencil writing into the and a book and a Dumas book next to him, writing into the local newspaper with his idea for what the team should be called.
Dear Cleveland, I never thought this would happen to me. There I was thinking of team names, and all of a sudden I found myself peckish, so I went and bought a Three Musketeers bar.
Wow.
And then I looked at it and said, maybe this.
Oh.
Anyway, check this box if you think Cavaliers is a good name. Love you. Have a great summer. Do you have Mr. Thompson next year for homeroom? He's the worst. Love, Cardigan Jones.
Wait, is he writing? What is he writing in? First, I thought he was writing into Penthouse. Then I thought he was writing to the newspaper. Now it's his yearbook.
Yeah, you can't pin down Cardigan Jones. He does what he wants.
Cardigan Jones is he's a gonzo journalist, baby. He's going to do anything. He's going stream of consciousness.
P.S. Here's my article about gonzo.
Wait, do you think that a gonzo journalist is someone that just writes articles about the Muppet?
Or chickens. Yeah, same thing, right?
Oh, my God. I'm on the Camilla beat. Oh, it's ridiculous. All right, I have one out of those, for me, the one that stands out is the Seattle Supersonics. It's pretty perfect.
I agree.
But there's one, the contender I would like to throw in there. Mm-hmm. It could be defeated by the ghost of a team. Mm-hmm. But as a current team, it is evocative both of the city and what the city has accomplished. And it's evocative of one of these cannot do much, but collectively, a group of them working together as a whole can fire up a Ford Mustang. And that is, of course, the Detroit Pistons.
Great name.
Such a great name. Oh,
did you know that the Pistons were originally in Fort Wayne, Indiana?
What? Were they called the Pistons there?
Yes. They were called the Fort Wayne Pistons.
What?
It was like Zollner. I forget his first name. His last name is Zollner, and it was like, if it's Fred, it's like Fred Zollner's Fort Wayne Pistons, and then they moved to Detroit. And it fits Detroit as well.
Yeah, but I assume it fits Detroit better than Indiana.
It does. I looked at it and thought about it. I almost put that out, and I was like, nope, I know they didn't start in Detroit, and I know they didn't change their name when they moved, which that would if they changed their name, then maybe for me, I can wrap my mind around it. But the Pistons, they fit the city. I'm not saying I'm going to disqualify it. I'm just sort of talking through why I didn't take it with.
Yeah, I get that. I did not know that. See, this is where I get most of my information is from trivia writer Hal Lublin.
Yeah. And Ken, by the way, is correcting me that the Pacers are named after the pace car and the harness racing industry. So even then, it fits even better.
Yeah. It does seem odd, that it's so weird that the Detroit Pistons, it's such a name that fits the city.
Yeah.
But it's from somewhere else. It would be like if the original team was called the Minneapolis Influencers and then they moved to Los Angeles.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, well, no, that's where they should be. Oh, well, man, now I'm disappointed.
But they did move somewhere where it fits. Maybe better. I assume Fort Wayne, they were producing Pistons, and maybe Zollner was that was his company as well, and he bought a team. I don't quite remember that story, but I would put that one in there as a finalist. I put the Pistons in as a finalist because they moved somewhere that fits them perfectly. Same with the Red Wings. The Red Wings moved. They were it was like a tire-based name, and then they moved to Detroit. So Detroit just keeps bringing in these teams that fit.
Right? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody in a small town needs to make a team called the Pepperoni Cups, because then Detroit will snatch that right up.
Square pizzas.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Square pizzas are moving.
So each has a knock against them.
Yes.
One because it's no longer a team, and the other because it originated elsewhere, even though it's the perfect name for that team. But it looks like the Supersonics and the Pistons are our two finalists within the NBA. I know it's tough. Both are great. The Seattle Supersonics is, if we're only faulting it that it no longer exists, and we are going on a case by case.
If we're only faulting it that it no longer exists.
Yeah.
What about the Cleveland Spiders from the 19th century baseball leagues?
Exactly. That's I would never pick that. If we're knocking things out on technicality.
8 spiders.
That hardly seems fair with 8 legs.
Dear Cleveland, I never
thought this could happen to me.
I never thought this could happen to me. There I was, seeing that you have a team called the Spiders, which I detest. If you're interested in getting a car wash, I've got a deal for you. $4.99 for your 4th visit. The first 3 will be double priced.
See you in the fall. Have a great summer.
See you in the fall. Do you like me? Check this box. P.S. Will you go to prom?
Also, room for rent. Tear off the phone number at the bottom of this.
You could be getting a better rate on your credit card. You didn't know I was going to write card, did you?
Oh, speaking of credit cards and shameless owners like that Fort Wayne Pistons owner.
Yes.
I found out today in looking this up that we'll get to the NFL in a minute, but the Chargers, the guy that owned and started the Chargers ran a credit card company. Come on. Ugh. You better be a lightning bolt and not just a person with their phone out going boop at the grocery store. Dumb.
I want to say justice for the Supersonics.
Yeah. I think look, let's let the Supersonics get one more win.
Yeah. They did win a championship before they were the Thunder. 79.
I agree. I believe
everybody.
You. All right. So let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
We have right now our finalists in the form of the Seattle Reign, the New York Liberty, the Philly Union, and the Seattle Supersonics.
Yes.
We're coming back. We're going to talk about baseball. We're going to talk about football. And then we're going to pick our ultimate winner. How's that sound?
And hockey.
Oh, and hockey. Right. I forgot about that.
Everybody forgets hockey. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Alden Ford.
And Mujan Zulfagari.
2 of the creators of Mission to Zix, your favorite improvised, obsessively sound-designed sci-fi sitcom here on the Max Fun Network. And the news is...
We're back! With an all-new miniseries set in the Zix universe, The Young Old Durf Chronicles.
Yeah.
Will Durf find his own killer before it's too late?
Ooh.
To find out how that question could possibly make sense, well, you just have to tune in.
Yeah, we're so excited that episode 1 is out right now in the Mission to Zix feed. So if you are looking for a little break from your own galaxy, we would love for you to check it out.
That's The Young Old Durf Chronicles. Search Mission to Zix, ZYXX, in your podcast app.
Or on MaximumFun.org.
Keep it fresh.
Hello, Internet. I'm your husband host, Travis McElroy.
And I'm your wife host, Teresa McElroy.
And this is a promo for Schmanners.
It's extraordinary etiquette.
For ordinary occasions. Every week, we're going to tell you about a bit of culture, a bit of history, how etiquette still applies in the modern day, all that stuff.
We also love to do biographies and histories of and, general procedurals, how to do etiquette in today's society.
So, come check it out every Friday on MaximumFun.org or wherever you find your podcasts.
Manners schmanners. Get it?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about hockey.
Yeah, you want to start there?
Sure, let's talk about hockey. There's a few on my list, and one of them, the team is still around, but the name is not around anymore. And I'm going to jump right in with that one.
Please.
Yeah, the team's around, but they changed their name when they were sold in 2005. But prior to 2005, from 1993 till 2005, I, as a kid who did not know much about hockey, but was a big Disney fan, saw a movie called The Mighty Ducks. And then a year after the movie The Mighty Ducks, about a bunch of kids playing hockey, came out, Anaheim gave the world the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Disney gave them the Mighty Ducks.
Disney gave them Disney. Well, look, all of Anaheim is paid for by Disney, so
that's right.
I get it.
Same logo and everything.
Yeah. Basically, they took a kids movie and made the kids now adult hockey players, in my mind. And this was the sequel to the movie where it's a kids playing. Now it's all those kids as adults playing 1 year later.
And not one flying V, not one triple deke.
That was such BS that they never did the flying V. You didn't have Emilio Estevez pacing back and forth on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a name that I like. I don't think it's going to win, but I like it. What do you have?
Is that the only NHL name you have?
No, I have 4 others.
You have 4?
Yeah, because there's some great ones.
You said 1 or 2. Is the Flyers one of them?
No, the Flyers isn't one of them. You know what? I'm gonna take the Sabres off. I thought the Sabres was cool.
Okay, I have the Sabres on my list. That was a fan chosen list. That was another fan submission. The Buffalo Sabres.
I'm gonna take the Canucks off of my list, even though it's a great version of appropriating a name that was used as an insult, much like the Yankees. But I'm gonna say that once again, Seattle is crushing it with the names.
Yeah.
Maritime City of Seattle, cold. What's underneath that ice? The Seattle Kraken, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good team name.
That was my other one.
Yeah. I also had the Colorado Avalanche on there because it's a good specific to the area.
It's a good one. They used to be the Nordiques.
Yeah.
They were the Quebec Nordiques. It makes me sad when I see them. I don't think they even exist anymore. I think, are the Avalanche still around?
Are they? Are they gone?
Who am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of Phoenix. They like lost the team, then had a team. But the Quebec Nordiques moved and became the Colorado Avalanche, which made me very sad. And then they promptly won Stanley Cup championships that Canadian team did not win. So I always look at them and go, Avalanche indeed. I don't like when cities lose their teams and then those teams go somewhere else that are successful. I just feel bad for the old city.
Yeah. No, I get it.
It's a good name, though. I'm glad they didn't keep Nordiques like the Lakers did and the Dodgers. Shame.
So make a pitch for the Sabres over the Seattle Kraken.
I can't. The Kraken is the coolest name in the NHL. It's not even close.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Golden Knights was really good. Like, that's a fun one. And it has that sort of cheap but flashy feel that Vegas has when you spend more than a day there. Yeah. You're like, oh, this isn't as nice as I think it is.
Yeah. They've really
pulled one over. But I think the Seattle Kraken is such a great name. They introduced it in a really cool way. Just like a good. I also like the New York Islanders. That's a fun one. But it's nowhere near as good. The Kraken is so cool.
Yeah, the Kraken is a very, very cool name.
Yeah,
hands down. All right, so we have our NHL, Victor.
Great.
All right, let's jump to the MLB, Major League Baseball. Hal, who do you have on your list of the great names in Major League Baseball?
Did you know in 1969 there was an MLB team called the Seattle Pilots? They lasted for 1 year, and then they moved to Milwaukee, who had lost the Braves. Braves went to Atlanta. I don't know if my timeline is 100% correct here. I'm pretty sure that this happened at the same time. And then Seattle Pilots moved to Milwaukee and became the Milwaukee Brewers, which is such a great name for the city that it's in. They have, what is it, Benny the Brewer? Is that his name? And he goes down the slide whenever they hit a home run. Like, just a cool, like, great example of a perfect name for the city in which it resides. And because they only spent a year as the Pilots, I'm able to sort of square the circle on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a perfect name because that's what the people in the city are. You know what I mean? They are brewers. So that's saying we're part of this community.
Yeah. Like
Laverne. And I love that. Yeah. I think that's a great one. Honestly, this one was tough for me. MLB was a hard one for me because I think there are other leagues that came around later that have better, more creative, more interesting names. Feels like the MLB, for being so old, has a lot of old names, which is just like a city plus a noun, like a group of, like some sort of group of nouns collected to the city, or an animal. And that's like, it's fine, but doesn't feel as connected. I don't think our winner is going to come from the animal kingdom necessarily.
Yeah, I'm looking now and realizing outside of the Timberwolves that I have 0 animal names on my list.
So I like the interesting ones. The one I had that was now defunct would be the Montreal Expos.
Yeah.
Named after the World Expo. I'm a World Expo fan.
Yep.
So having a team just called the Expos is pretty great, because you go, how would that even work?
There's a documentary about them now on Netflix, including their weird mascot Youppi.
Ooh.
And their dome stadium that was losing tiles and like falling apart as they were playing in it, which I think was called Olympic Stadium. Just a fascinating team that was also really good. That strike shortened season in 1994, they were like really, really good. It was the first time they'd been good since like the late 70s. And then the season got shut down and the ultimate Expos. And then they were gone out of the league not too long after that. But that was like the only time they were good outside of the team. 70s.
Yeah. And then really they were going to split their season, and Tampa was going to be, okay, we'll be the Rays for half the season and the Expos for half the season. You're like, what is happening here?
So dumb.
Oh, anyway, but I think other than that, I think I had one animal one from MLB, and that's the The Diamondbacks, just because it's a cool sounding name. It's the animal. It's an animal you would find in Arizona. The Metropolitans I like. The Mets, it feels very like Mr. Met, feels very old-timey classic baseball. But for their name, for their connection to the city, for their logo where they turn an M and a B into a baseball inside of a mitt, I think it's got to be the Brewers.
I didn't give you my other team name.
Oh, you have another one.
Yes. Mark, do you know who my favorite baseball player of all time is?
I don't.
It is Ken Griffey Jr.
Ah.
Who became the first player to hit back-to-back home runs with his father when the two of them played outfield for the Seattle Mariners, which is another great name.
Mariners,
the Sounders, Mariners, Kraken, Supersonics, even the Seahawks is a good name. I don't have it on my list, but
no, but they're definitely the best city at naming teams.
Oh yeah, they're really, really good at it.
Yeah,
so I love
Mariners
it as a name.
Is fun.
But
I
Brewers
like Mariners.
Is better.
Brewers is better because I don't think of when I think of Seattle, I don't necessarily think of trident wielding Sea Warriors. When I think of Milwaukee, I think of breweries.
Yep,
you know. And beer is so closely associated with baseball, too.
Yep.
All right.
And they've never won a World Series, so let them win this.
Oh, gosh. Hey, man, they had a great run this year.
They did.
Too bad we took them apart at the end.
Yeah.
I think we were just mad because they beat us all. Like, we were 0-for against them all season.
No, the Dodgers just wait. They just idle until the playoffs. They're like, oh, right. We spent more money than anybody else, and we have the best player who's ever played this game who's going to win his 900th MVP. So we'll just trot him out there. And then in 10 years, we won't be able to win anything because we'll have to pay him.
Hey, man, look.
But you'll get 10 championships. I was talking to someone who's a Dodgers fan who's like, yeah, but in 10 years, we're going to suck. I'm like, who cares? You'll have 10 championships. Don't complain. I'll smack you through the phone. Anyway.
All right.
Milwaukee
Let's
Brewers
go to the NFL.
Get the win. All right. Last league.
Yeah, last league. Who do you have on your list?
I have two teams. I do want to say for the record that the Eagles is a great name for Philadelphia because it has that American iconography that Philadelphia is associated with. And it is an early team with a rich history. And now they are the defending champions. So at least they have that. But the two that I chose as finalists, one is our interstate brothers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is another great name, very evocative of the city. And the other is the New Orleans Saints, is a really, really great name for a franchise that has been terrible for most of its existence.
Yeah, both of those great names.
Yeah.
Steelers was on my short list.
Okay.
Because I was like, I love the names where it's the predominant industry in the town and they just are those people. But there's one of those teams that is that same name, but also is the only team that is owned by a collective of fans. It's not one billionaire that owns the team. You buy shares into the team and it's the community that owns it. So the Green Bay Packers really are owned by Green Bay Packers. So I think that's a really cool one.
Yeah.
And the other one that I had on my list, because it's the only literary name that comes from Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, quote, the Raven nevermore, the Baltimore, home of Edgar Allan Poe Ravens. So Baltimore Ravens and Green Bay Packers were my two for this. Pittsburgh Steelers is a great one. And what was the other one?
The other one that I have, is the New Orleans Saints.
The Saints, yes.
But I like the Steelers better, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Steelers is really good. Steelers is really good. I think it's Steelers or Packers. I think it's one of the two. They both are evocative of the, you know, big, broad-shouldered factory workers and, you know, industry town guys that are here playing football. So I'm good with either of those. The Packers edges it for me because of the ownership situation, but completely subjectively, as a guy who enjoys watching the Bears, I do like watching the Packers lose things.
Well, guess what you're going to get to see right now?
Woohoo! Steelers. Steelers are it's a tougher name.
Yep. So who are our finalists? Let's pick one and
all right,
and settle this once and for all.
Our finalists are the Steelers, the Brewers, and the Supersonics, the Kraken, the Union, the Reign, and the Liberty. Shall we start eliminating them one at a time?
Do you have one that pops into your head as the winner right now when you look at that list? And what is it? We don't have to say it same time. I'm just curious. I'm curious if we're in the same place, but I kind of want to hear from you first.
Yeah, I think for me, it's between the Seattle Kraken in the NHL and the New York Liberty of the WNBA.
For me, it's between the Kraken and the Supersonics.
Okay. Well, then, once again, the diagrams don't lie.
Oh, people of the world. Did we do it?
Did we do it that quickly? No, we didn't do it. Then did it, Hal. Then did it.
Dear Mark and Hal, I never thought this would happen to me. There I was, drawing 2 circles. Little did I know they would overlap, and the area in the middle would contain the Seattle Kraken. And people of the world, that is the best sports team name, asked and answered. Check this box if you enjoy this podcast. If you don't like it, then why are you even receiving this letter? You shouldn't be. Also, here are a bunch of local coupons that I got from my Valpak.
Hello, I'm Val Pack. Someone's been stealing my mail and distributing it all over the city. What am I going to do without my coupons? Everything is so much more expensive now. Please return them to me. Val Pack. Just business reply mail in the corner. You don't have to put a stamp on it.
In this economy? What was my name? Cleveland Jones? What was his name? Cavalier Jones? I don't remember his name. Please help name me. I'm having a contest from all the people I'm writing letters to. I never thought this would happen to me, but I forgot my own name, and I'll never remember it. So please name me something new. Anything but the Blue Jackets. Love, Nameless Jones.
All right. This topic's closed. Did we say asked and answered? Asked and answered.
Say it again.
Sure. This topic is closed, but there are many more topics to discuss, so please reach out to us via email at wegotThisPodcast@gmail.com, or
you can reach us all over the internet at We Got This Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Find us on Instagram at We Got This Show and throw us a follow there. Go to the Discord. You can find a link to that on the Facebook page, or Facebook group, rather. We have both of them, but the group is the only place where I even look every once in a while because there was an AI bot that got added there and I had to remove it. I didn't even know. But where did I find out about that? At the Discord. bit.ly/WGT Discord is the place to go. Thank you to Time Lord Spock for having a cool name and suggesting this topic. Thank you to producer Ken Plume, researcher Kate McManus, graphic designer Uri Kelman, and QA engineer Jen Alba.
And thanks, of course, to our musicians, Jonathan Dinerstein and Mike Furman, for our score and theme song, respectively. And thanks to you, the people of the world, for giving us a chance to sit down and have a silly good time here over the holidays and talk about sports and sports names. And just look, we do this because you give us an opportunity to do this, and we cannot thank you enough for it. We couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't do it without you. So to you, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
For Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin, and don't worry, everybody. We got this.
We got this.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows
supported
directly
by you.